Hey guys, how's it going? Laura with Garden Answer. In today's video, I want to give you an update on our Limelight Hydrangeas that we planted last year. I wanted to show you how they're doing, kind of talk to you about the care that we've been giving them. I am absolutely blown away by how well they've done, how huge they've grown in just 1 year, and how many blooms they have. So we planted these last year. It was almost toward the end of July, so these are pretty much like 1 year old, and they were about half this size, if that. And it was really hot when we planted, which is really not the best thing to do. It's really a good idea to plant in the spring or like 6 weeks before the last frost in the fall. And we planted these right in the dead of summer, right when it was super hot. So I did have to throw an umbrella up. I put an umbrella like right here because the morning sun comes this way, but they get sun until like maybe mid-afternoon, early to mid-afternoon. And for brand new plants, especially hydrangeas, that was really tough on them. So they scorched last year, and we just kept water on them, and they have done wonderfully. So now I just want to go through the care that these have been given, starting with what we planted them with. So in each of their planting holes, I added 3 different things: gypsum, compost, and hollytone. So gypsum is something that you can add in. It's an amendment to your soil that helps break up hard pan or clay soils. It also helps condition the soil and bring the pH down, which we are so high alkaline here that it's really tough on a lot of plants. And hydrangeas like a little bit more to the neutral, maybe slightly acidic side of things. So gypsum helps in that way. Compost helps just if you've got not great soil somewhere, it just helps to kind of mix it in. And hollytone fertilizer is for acidic loving plants, which even though hydrangeas don't necessarily need an acid type fertilizer, we're just so far on the alkaline scale of things that anything that I can add to make it more close to neutral or a little bit more acidic really helps. So that's it for planting. As far as light, they still get the same light that they got last year, except for this year I don't have to add an umbrella because they're more acclimated, they're more rooted in. So they've been doing great without any scorching on their leaves. So I would say sun until maybe like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. And then, which I actually think is helping with the blooming. I think they do need a good block of sun in order to perform the best, but they're getting the protection from that really scorching afternoon sun. And then for fertilizing this year, I just came in about March with some more hollytone. I just put it around the drip line of the plant, kind of scratched it into the soil and watered it in. And then as far as watering goes, they have some of the brown drip tubing that has the holes every 18 inches that we run every single day. But I have been supplemental watering with a hose. So really all I need to do is add a couple of emitters, maybe like a couple of 2-gallon emitters or 3 2-gallon emitters, 1 for each plant, and see if that's enough to kind of help them get through, because I think that they need water kind of directed right toward their roots here in our climate anyway. If you live in a climate where you get rain, I'm jealous. If you have more humidity, they may not need quite as much water as they do in really hot, dry, high desert kind of an area. And just take a look at the size of these blooms. Absolutely enormous. I mean, check this out. They are so pretty, and they're beautiful with the Supertunia Bordeaux. This is something that I might repeat next year. I didn't know if they would be compatible together, but they definitely are, and I think that this color, like the colors together, are so pretty. And I'm also thinking about cutting some of these blooms to dry for arrangements. So the great thing about limelights too is that they bloom on new wood, and that's something that when you have really tough winters like we do here, it can get really cold, and we can get weird cold snaps that can damage plants. When you have a hydrangea like this, a hydrangea paniculata that blooms on new wood, then you don't have to worry about winter damaging it or deer eating on it, because it'll still produce blooms within the same season that it's in. So it's a really good idea to go in like late winter, early spring, and cut your hydrangeas back just to keep them nice and shapely. These want to get like 6 to 8 feet tall, which obviously my windows are not that tall. So I'm going to want to keep them kind of size controlled, and when I prune them like that, it'll actually help them like kind of broaden out and thicken up. So I'm just hoping that this video is helpful to you guys, just to see how these Limelight hydrangeas look just 1 year after planting, and how much they've grown and how beautiful they are, and just hearing about what we've been doing with them, how we've been treating them, what kind of fertilizers we've been giving them, because maybe this is something you've thought about putting in your garden and you just weren't quite sure how to do it or how to make it work. And now keep in mind that our area is really harsh. I mean, high desert, super cold winters. So you might live in a more mild climate where they would do even better than this, which is awesome. So it's always a really good idea to ask somebody at your local garden center if there's anything that they know in particular about your area's soil, or any specific care instructions that they might have. So that's pretty much it, you guys. Hope you enjoyed seeing what these look like, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.